For my scene analysis of Touch of Evil, I will be doing the opening scene of the film. But first, some socio-cultural context for the film. Um, Released in 1958, this came at a time where America was kind of at the height of its power, and it was at the summit of the world. But with this came a lot of fear of other nations and other people, and a lot of the Americans responded to this fear with racism and discrimination, which Wells uses throughout the film, with Quinlan constantly being racist to Vargas and other Mexicans. At the time when this film was released, it was a B film, and it was very low budget, but it was still considered a box office bomb. Um, Now it is considered one of Orson Welles' best. It has a 96% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very good. The genre of this film is crime and gangster. We can see this through the cops versus um, the grandees, the bad guys, and also the cops versus the cops with Quinlan versus Vargas. As I said earlier, I will be analyzing the opening scene of the film, and I chose this scene because it brilliantly sets up the rest of the film, and also because, of course, it is regarded as one of the greatest opening scenes in all of film history. Um, and this scene really serves as exposition, and it also kind of sets up the audience to the uncomfortable feeling that they feel throughout the rest of the film with Orson Welles's constant use of extreme close-ups of actors' faces and the low key hard lighting that really emphasizes the features of all the characters' faces. Um, in this scene, uh, it is two shots. One extremely long dolly, which it lasts over 3 minutes, and one quick shot of the car exploding at the end. And the dolly follows. It starts with an extreme close up of the bomb being set, which shows the audience that there is an explosion. There is an explosion that's going to happen, but we don't really know when. And then after the bomber plants the bomb in the trunk of the car, the dolly follows the car as it heads towards the border, and to reframe the shot from a long shot to an extreme long shot, the dolly will either slow down or kind of speed up, but it never completely stops until they reach the border control. But before that, about halfway through the scene, uh, the dolly shifts focus from the car to Vargas and his wife walking in the street next to the car, and the car kind of goes from the foreground to the background, back to the foreground, then drives out of frame, and we really don't know what's happening to the bomb. So we think that it might explode right in front of them or explode right next to them. We never really know, um, which really adds to the uncomfortable effect that Wells is trying to accomplish. And then as they are walking, as Vargas and his wife are walking, they finally pass the car, and the car kind of drives behind them as they reach border control. And this is when the dolly finally comes to a rest. It stops there, and we learn more about Vargas. And then it shifts as Vargas and his wife walk out of frame. It shifts back towards the car, and the border patrol lets them through. And the woman in the car complains about the ticking noise in her head. So we know the explosion is coming really soon if she can hear it. And then the car drives out of frame again, and the dolly shifts. The dolly starts back up again and shifts over towards Vargas and his wife, um, who talk a little bit, and then they start to kiss each other, but it is interrupted by the explosion, and there's a very quick cut that is very jarring towards the exploded car as it falls to the ground on fire. And this kind of symbolizes a constant theme throughout the rest of the movie, how Vargas is constantly being interrupted or is being kept from spending time with his wife, his newlywed wife, because of his job and the border and his complications with Quinlan.